Alright, welcome back everybody for game 3 of Little Fellas versus Doll White. This is the third and final game. Starting off, we have Little Fellas on the red side with Doll White opting back to blue. So immediately I see that Doll White has a blitzcrank. The last two games they've invaded both times. Both teams stacking on the bot side, knowing that there's a blitzcrank. They place a ward, a defensive ward right here in the tri-bush. They're going to try and catch them out as soon as they can. They know where they're at. Blitzcrank sees them. Here comes the Tom Kent with a knockup. Seraphine lands a stun. Blitzcrank gets the pull. First blood goes over to Doll White. Little Fellas are going to have to run. Shield or heart flashes. They get the kill. Are they going to be able to get another? Flag lands down on the Viego. Be able to get 3 for 0. Doll White winning this trade heavily. They're going to try and back out of here without having any casualties. Flash comes out from the Seraphine. He's able to return a kill. Zavi getting that kill on the Kaiser, giving it a 3 for 1 trade. Now, unfortunately, this was a pretty bad start for Little Fellas, but they had the potential to be able to really take this game and take this win. The question is, will they be able to readjust to what's happened so far? They have a nice late game scale with a nice beefy front line with a Tom Kent and a Leona. The Seraphine will be able to keep people alive. A lot of healing comes out of not just the Seraphine, but the Viego as well, with huge AoE presence coming from and wave clear coming from the Zanivia. On the side of Doll White, they have great pick potential and great burst potential coming from the Blitzcrank, the Xerath, and the J4. Tom Kent having a W on out. He's able to get out. He tries to return some damage. Leona dives in. This Kled has a very oppressive early game. He can be very strong. He can get out of control really fast. This Anivia trying to just poke this the Xerath out of the lane to the best of his ability. Nice little root coming out from the Seraphine. He gets pulled by the Blitzcrank. Leona goes in. Zenith Blade. He's trying to just peel. Nice little stun coming out from the Seraphine. Rumble. Blitzcrank goes down. The cleanse comes out of the Kaiser. Kaiser trying to run away. Diego's trying to catch him. This Tom Kent's trying to get out. And a nice kill comes through from the jungle on Little Fellas. This Tom Kent, he's going to have to back and reset. He does have TP. He'll be able to get back to lane. This has been a very, very bloody start of game 3. Both teams don't want to drop their third game. They want to win this series. TP coming out of the Tom Kent, so he'll be able to catch all this XP and gain as much gold as possible from these waves. J4 clearing his bot side jungle. Viego already set up for a possible fight. He's trying to go for a counter invade. He needs to be careful because this Blitzcrank and Kaiser can easily collapse. He's able to steal the Krugs. He's still invisible. He's looking and he's focusing. Leona comes in with the Zenith Blade. He's trying to get out. He flashes over the wall, but he's still burning. J4 looks for the kill, is able to land it, while the rest of Little Fellas is just trying to back off. They need to be careful of this blitz pull. He still has his Q is going to be coming up any second. Unfortunately, he grabs that minion. Tom Kent doing what he can to fight this Kled. Kled very strong, but Tom Kent's early game is just as strong. Ignite comes out of the Kled. He remounts. He's able to get that kill onto the Tom Kench. This Chemtech Drake is going to be spawning any second now. In 1 minute until these grubs come up, I want to see who prioritizes these grubs and who wants to prioritize the Drake. Both teams are doing very well about trying to utilize what the strengths of their teams are, and for both early game pressure right now, knowing that the Blitz has that early game pressure, being able to pull somebody and just chunk them down is huge. Nice little root coming out from the Seraphine, but he gets pulled, he flashes out, he gets ignited from the Blitz. Leona doing the best he can to just body block. Kaiser getting a nice little passive proc onto the Seraphine. These supports are doing the best they can to just protect their carries. They've been doing well all 3 series. Viego posturing for these grubs. Unfortunately, even though Seraphine has two kills, he is down 20 CS. Missing out on those CSs, it can be harmful to him because he's not going to have level 6 at the same time as Kaiser will. The bot lane of Little Fellas is behind in XP, and if this Kaiser reaches level 6, all Blitz needs to do is land a nice little pull onto the Seraphine like he's been doing, and the Seraphine can be executed immediately. But what I want to see is, I want to see this Kaiser wait for the Leona to Zenith Blade in, and then ult behind the Seraphine, because then nothing will be able to stop him from getting that kill. Grubs are taken by Little Fellas, all 3 going into their favor. Doll White starting this dragon, but here comes Little Fellas collapsing down. All 5 members are going to be here. J4 getting locked up, stunned up, rooted up, and he goes down to Little Fellas. They start pushing away. Little Fellas is chasing down Doll White. Kaiser flashes. He gets exhausted by the Leona. Then Zenith Blade in. He gets stunned up, locked up, and he's down. And this dragon's going to go into the favor
Red team has slain the dragon.
of Little Fellas. Kled being able to get these demolish procs off is going to be huge for him. Being able to try and get that first item, which I would assume is Eclipse, is going to be big for him. Being able to get that first item, he'll be able to really utilize the strength of his champion. Nice little stun coming out of the Anivia, followed up with that electrocute. Nice wall to keep him inside his ult. Nice little and a beautiful E to continue to chunk him down. Even though Little Fellas has been able to utilize getting all 3 grubs and the dragon, they are down in gold by 1k because of a simple CS lead. Diego goes in, he's Heartbreaker in. Can he get the final Q? No, he can't. But Little Fellas, they're behind because they're down in CS, and this Kled was able to take 2 plates off the top lane, putting him in a very favorable position. Kled goes in, gets a nice little pull. He's able to just chunk. If he just keeps doing this and keeps chunking the Tom Kench, the Tom Kench will not be able to do anything. Here comes the Kled ult. Tom Kench flashes out. A nice stun before the back coming through on the Anivia. He's able to get that kill. J4 hovering over this top lane, trying to see what he can get, but Viego is not that far behind. A nice counter jungle can come. Come out from this Tom Kench, unable to get away. He gets pulled, flag and drag. Shield goes up, but he's unable to survive. Seraphine ult comes through. Cleanse comes through. Zenith Blade ult comes into the Kaiser. Kaiser ults away, able to keep that shield. Leona having to back out, having to use his flash. Zera doing what he can. Here comes the pull from the Blitz. It lands it on the Seraphine. Seraphine pops the shield. Blitz ults. Seraphine having on a killing spree. He's able to get some of these kills. Zenith Blade lands, but no more is able to come out of this this bot side fight, 2v2 fight. Xerath roaming. Xerath is going to be looking for an ult. Tahm Kench able to bring back this Kled. Kled trying to get on his trying to remount, doing the best that he can. Kled's going to be able to remount. Xerath misses the stun. Down goes Xerath. Flag and drag misses the knockup. The slow from the ultimate from this Anivia is doing work. Being able to keep that distance between him and the J4. J4 is still chasing. Both teams fighting for dominance in this game number 3. This second set of grubs is spawning now. And then we have a minute and a half until the next dragon. I want to see little fellas trying to focus these grubs to have all 6 grubs. If they can get all 6 grubs, it'll be huge for their team. Little fellas starting on the grubs. J4 is pathing that way, and so is Kled. Seraphine just doing what he can to get the wave. Here comes Kled with the ult. Tahm Kench is able to get out of the pit. Huge ult coming out of the Seraphine, being out of the Anivia, able to just slow everybody. But it appears that Little Fellas was able to get 5 out of the 6 grubs. Hook misses on the Blitzcrank. Anivia just trying to clear the wave. Xerath poking to the best of his ability. Both teams really putting everything on the line right now. But these carries are ahead. This Anivia 4-0 with a full Rod of Ages, and the Seraphine already 3-0-2 with a Blackfire. They are really ahead on this. Even though the Kaiser is ahead in CS, they are really bringing it to the table. What I do like though is I like that this Tahm Kench started off with a Bramble Vest. Stop any type of healing coming out of the Kled, and any type of healing that can come out of this J4. Viego misses the stun. Dragon's up. This is a Mountain Drake. Nice little stun coming out of the Anivia. They go onto the Anivia. Nice wall. Xerath ult comes in. Blitzcrank gets pulled. Little Fellas is winning this fight. Can they continue to clean up? They're all over Doll White. They able to get a 4-0 on for Little Fellas, winning that fight. Now they're gonna take the dragon. Meanwhile, Anivia is gonna try and push out this midway to try and get some tower place, and Tahm Kench is gonna go catch the top wave. Xerath looking for a steal, unable to land it. And the second dragon going to Little Fellas. I like what. Oh, hold on. We have Xerath and the Heartbreaker coming through. Here comes the Blitz pool. He's in that glacial. That slow is massive. Anivia stunned. Put a nice wall up. Flag and drag over the wall. Kaiser trying to get to the egg form. There comes the J4 ult, and the ult coming out of Kled. While I have a moment, I like to say that the call coming out of Little Fellas after that team fight was massive. They were not only just able to secure the dragon, but they were also able to secure tower plates from the mid lane, and they were able to secure tower plates from the top lane. Tahm Kench trying to get out, gets pulled back. Kled is extremely strong. Here comes the stun from the Viego. Flag and drag from the J4 is able to get that kill on the Viego under their own tower. Little Fellas is not respecting the fact that this Blitzcrank's ult does a lot more damage, and the fact that it silences you plays a big part in you able for you to stay alive or get out. Leona missing that ult. J4 looking. He did not flag and drag. Blitz with the pull. Kaiser looking. Zenith Blade in. Here comes a massive ult coming out of the Seraphine. Seraphine had a flash and barrier. Is not going to be able, I don't think she's going to be able to stay alive. Down goes the Seraphine. J4 locked up under the tower. But he's not gonna die because he has nothing burning on him. Xerath coming in to assist. Here comes the stun onto the Leona. Viego tried to land that stun, he couldn't. The Blitz was able to flash out of it. Hook goes wide. Viego trying to do his best. Unable to land that stun. Flash out of the Kled so he doesn't get knocked up. And this is turning into an all-out ARAM in the mid lane. Everybody just coming in from every angle one by one. They are just trying to gain control in some way, shape, or form from both sides. But with that being said, little fellas realize that the Herald is up. They're trying to get to that Herald. A nice little stun inside the ult from the Anivia is able to completely chunk out the Xerath. Xerath's going to have to back. Little fella's going to be able to secure this Herald without contention. Meanwhile, Kai's pushing the bot lane trying to get this tower, but TP's going to come out and save it. Anivia landing a nice wall. Nice ult. Misses the stun though, but he does so much damage. He's just burning him down. The Kai'Sa, he's just trying to eat. The Kai'Sa is barely alive, but the Kai'Sa's going to be able to get out. This tier 1 mid tower goes down. Little fellas just continuing to push. They're going to try and look for an extra hit onto this mid lane tower. They're able to get it. And they're going to take that and they're going to leave. I really like what little fellas are doing right now. They're trying to continue this high beat tempo and just continue to plaster Doll White as much as they can. They have nice wards into their jungle. They're doing the best that they can with what they have at the moment. Itemization wise, they're doing very well. I like the Bramble Vest for any type of healing that might come through. The burn coming out of Seraphine with these massive heals, the locket for the extra shields, and that Kraken Slayer, which people are gonna overlook. This Kled coming in, trying to get a decent trade. Tahm Kench, awesome, puts him under tower. He's demounted, but this Kled can easily get mounted very quickly. Everybody on Little Fellows was converging in the top side. Blitzcrank standing by. Right now it's a 4v2. Kai'Sa fighting this Anivia, but I don't know if he wants to do that. I don't know if he learned his lesson from last time. Seraphine, Leona moving to the mid lane, trying to catch this midway so they don't lose the mid tower. J4 down, flag and drag, knocked up, looking for the Anivia into the egg form. This will be an easy kill. Everything coming through with the Xerath ult, and this will be tier 1 tower for the bot lane for Doll White. With 10 seconds up until the third dragon. This might be a dragon that they just need to give to Doll White and not try and contest, because it can be... Oh, hold on. So Leona gets called out. He gets slowed. Here comes a massive ult from the Seraphine, hitting 2. Kled ult coming in. He's going to hit the Leona. Down goes Leona. Seraphine just trying to get out. Barriers. Flag and drag. He's slowed. Here comes the knockup from... Here it is. All right. Viego had him trying to run away. Seraphine went down. This is a massive fight for Doll White. They were able to take so much, but they're overstaying. The Viego, he's trying to get the kill. He had to flash away so he didn't die. That was a massive fight for Doll White, but they overstayed. Now they had the opportunity. The little fellas had the opportunity to not only just steal the dragon, but get a wipe as well. They need to converge on this. They need to be quick. They need to be thinking fast. They need to get to him. The blitz hook goes wide. Down goes Tahm Kench. The dragon goes into the favor of Doll White. Viego goes invisible. Doll White gonna try and just get out of this. Nice wall. Nice stun. Here goes. And Anivia gets another kill onto the Xerath. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful engage coming from Doll White initially, but they overstayed and they took some tower shots, and they 2 of them almost went down just from overstaying. If they would have just backed off immediately and went straight to the dragon, they would have been able to just conserve their health, and then when they come to try to contest it, they could have wiped all the little fellas with no problem. Fled, able to take this tier 1 tower. He's gonna go ahead and back off. Tahm Kench following him. Ops let him go. Little fellas posturing, but they're kind of caught into this river. Anivia doesn't have egg. Flag and drag is available. Kai'Sa trying to find out where everybody is with that W. Seraphine can get caught out. Had a flash, we didn't get hit by that hook. That's a massive summoner down. If Seraphine gets called out at all, that's going to be a dead Seraphine in these team fights. He needs to be more cautious of that. But right now, the main objective on the board is his Baron. This tier 1 mid tower is going to go down in favor of Doll White. The CS lead is still growing with a 50 CS lead for the Kai'Sa over the Seraphine. Even though Seraphine has some items, the Kai'Sa is starting to get fed slowly but surely. Xerath gonna get called out. Stun misses from the Viego. They're going. This Kraken Slayer is just doing damage. Heartbreaker in for the kill, but Pink Diamond goes ahead and steals it. The fact that there's only 3 minutes until the next dragon, I want to see little fellas posturing on this top side, getting wards not only in their jungle but around this Baron and into the jungle of Doll White. Doll White already set up nicely with some wards in the jungle of little fellas. If they can maintain these wards, it'll be very beneficial to them. They might be able to get a pick. Right now, everybody's just playing safe, trying to fix these waves, trying to know where everybody's at. The minions on the bot side were able to get the tier 1 tower for little fellas. Right now, itemization is doing really well. I like the fact that the Seraphine's going to burn build. It does a lot of damage. Here comes the Kled ult though. Nice engage. The Leona was able to block it. The Anivia got pulled by the Blitzcrank. Doll White is going in deep. They're fighting underneath the tower. They're not going to be able to do it. Little fellas is turning the tide on them. Heartbreaker coming in from the Viego. They're chasing down the Kai'Sa in the back. Leona doing the best that he can to try and kill that Kled. Triple kill for the Viego. Kled remounted. Here comes the Viego. Viego's is focusing. He should have Heartbreaker. Quadra kill for the Viego. And he's not going to look for the Penta. He's just going to go ahead and farm out this wave. That was a massive fight coming out of little fellas. They played that smart. They ran back towards their tower. They were able to get stun locks inside tower range and was able to have extra damage coming going in their favor because the tower was able to attack Doll White. Viego trying to get that unofficial Penta. He'll be able to get out with his life. Here comes the Xerath ult. Flash out of the Viego. Can he sidestep? Does he have the fancy feet? He does it. He's able to get away. Blitz. Look for the hook. He lands the hook. Stun goes wide. He has to flash. Xerath able to poke him out. Blitz should have hook coming up. All these blue trinkets using on the same thing. The communication for the wards. They need to communicate it. Dragon coming up. Leona ult goes wide. Heartbreaker is almost back up, but this Viego is pretty low. He needs to be careful. He could be executed before he even has a chance to have a reset. Tahm Kench TPing in. He's right in the middle of all of Doll White. He is just getting annihilated. A nice three-man charm coming out. Leona, Zenith blades in. Blade all goes in. Flag and drag. They're trying to get to the Xerath. The little fellas are focusing on the Xerath. They're able to take him down. Doll White running away. Flag and drag away. Now they turn their attention to the dragon. They need to back off of this. Here comes the pull. Viego gets knocked up. Flag and drag up. Down goes Viego. Little fella stayed too long. They're gonna get annihilated from this. Doll White able to turn the tides. Not even just take the dragon, but also get a nice three for 0 in that team fight, in that 3v4. I like what little fellas were trying to do. They had the right intentions, but when they forced everybody off, they should not have focused the dragon. That was the detrimental mistake in that fight, because they knew that they had Doll White in their jungle. They knew that that was going to happen. They could not be there. Nice ult coming out of the Anivia, trying to chunk out this Xerath. All of Doll White's really low. Tahm Kench coming from the other end. A nice stun coming in, and they're able to get the kill onto the jungle. The Baron is still really low, sitting at 4K. Egg comes out. Fled, trying to get this kill. Everyone's trying to get this kill, and Anivia gets eaten by the Tahm Kench, able to keep him alive. A nice stun comes out from the ultimate of Leona. They're able to pile on top of this blitz, and now they turn their focus to the Baron. Viego able to get that pull onto the Xerath. He's able to get the Heartbreaker kill and the reset. Now he's coming back towards the Baron. All 5 members of little fellas on this Baron, looking nice and strong. They played that beautifully. They just tried to stop. They were just trying to stop Doll White from being able to get the Baron. They were able to stall it long enough, and they were able to use the passive of Anivia that was able to prolong the fact that they couldn't stay. And conjunction with the Tahm Kench, who was able to ult him, was able to keep him alive. Anivia ult, not going to be able to stay alive here. Kled ulted him, was able to kill him. Both teams, 2 dragons apiece. This Mountain Drake can be doing work for the side of little fellas, but these 2 Cloud Drakes are also really helping out Doll White. And the fact that we're on a Wind Drake map, that extra move speed around these buffs can really help with this rotation from either side. So making sure that they have wards available and their jungle warded for any type of rotation is key here. I really like how both sides are trying to prioritize what they need being built for both sides. This Kled doing massive damage with his ult, and the longer his ult lasts, the more damage that he does. But this J4 being able to be this frontline menace and be able to stay alive for as long as he can with this Eclipse is huge. Viego and Anivia, they're trying to come. The wall is able to stop them. Nothing more else is going to come of that. Doll White, they're really trying to get this tower. Seraphine ult misses. Here comes the cleanse out of Kaiser. He's trying to get away. He's trapped. Tahm Kench able to slow him. That's going to be a nice kill going over to the Seraphine and the little fellas. This Seraphine is massive and has been landing huge ults in these team fights. He's been holding on to it just long enough to make sure that he has a nice lineup. Stun comes through for the Xerath. Trying to get a nice little poke onto this Anivia. But this Anivia, 3 levels ahead of this Xerath. If he lands just even a stun on the Xerath, Anivia's easily gonna win that fight. Fled, ulting, going in, lands onto the Leona. TP coming out of both from little fellas. They're looking for the dive. 2-man knockup from the Tahm Kench. Here comes the ult from the J4. Little fellas pushing forward underneath the tower, but they're taking too much damage coming from the Xerath ult. Here comes Kaiser in the front line. Kaiser's just frontlining it. They need to focus who the carries are. Down goes the tower from Doll White. Heartbreaker misses. Flag going in. Let's see what this Viego can do. Viego gets pulled to the back line, but he was already there. He's trying to continue to go. The healing coming out of Viego. It gets the reset. Tahm Kench is able to slow the Kled. There's resets coming out, reset galore coming out of the Viego. He's able to get the cleanup, and that's going to be a full ace for the side of little fellas, and I think they're going to be able to end this game. Down goes Idhib. Diego tanking the tower. All having 5 out of the 6 grubs, they're going to be able to end this game cleanly after that fight. And that was a beautiful team fighting out of little fellas. All White did a phenomenal job as well. They had great plays throughout that whole entire game. It was really back and forth the whole entire time. Both sides played extremely well, and I like to see where they go in the future with this.